that is come to stay. It is definitely going to be there. And also thoughts about distance education and online education, which is going to be a very common mode of teaching learning. Okay, so this is the new features introduced in April 2022, just 1 month fresh. From June onwards, I think this has to be the new manual to be followed by those institutions which are going to apply for IIQA in from June onwards. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are aware of this. So just that introduction. Now, I won't read the 7 criteria. We know first, but sometimes the English teacher within me will come up now and then. Will show its face and go. Many of us are not aware of the difference between criteria and criterion. Plural is criteria and singular is criterion. I think as IQAC people, we'll have to be aware of these differences. Now, before going into research, let me tell you that whatever you do in the institution should be connected in some way or the other to the 5 core values prescribed by NAC. The entire accreditation framework is based on these 5 core values. So, dear friends, always keep in mind how you can bring in one of these core values in whatever the institution does. Let it be research, let it be new teaching pedagogy, let it be student activity and extension activity, whatever be it, collaboration with other colleges. One of these core values or more than one of these core values should be the component, should be the basic criterion to decide your entire plan, your activities, your action plan or whatever. These are the 5 core values which is there very much in the first few pages itself in the NAC manual document. Contributing to national development, fostering global competencies among students, inculcating a value system among students, promoting use of technology, and quest for excellence. And I'm sure automatically we'll take care of all this. But let us be all the more cautious about this and do it more consciously. Okay. So distribution of marks, metrics, this you will get in the net itself, in the NAC page. But just to give you a glimpse so that I have something to talk about. And our own staff members, other than the IQAC people or the NAC core committee or whatever you call it in your college, all the others don't seem to be aware of the differences between even qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics. So it is a duty of the IQAC to keep now and then conduct awareness programs, preparedness programs, keep reminding the staff members about these nomenclatures, these technical terms. So definitely, because I remember even at a very advanced stage where we were about to submit SSR also, some staff members, some department heads also, sometimes they did not know the difference between QLM and QNM. No, when we ask for document from a particular department, the QLM team would be asking, but they'll be sending it to the mail connected to QNM. So then only they'll realize, oh, in the QLM, we sent it to the QNM mail or whatever. So these differences, please highlight to your staff members. I don't want to read or explain this. It's very self-explanatory. So I'll go on to the next one. We'll come to the criterion 3, my topic for today. Key indicators. Now, this is, I'm sure the staff participants are a mixed group of some belonging to autonomous colleges and some belonging to affiliated and constituent colleges. I hope there's nobody from the universities. Is there anyone from the university? That means I don't have the different parameters for universities. I've just taken up what is relevant for autonomous and constituent affiliated colleges. So of these key, I'm just focusing on criterion 3 because that's my topic. But in case later on in the day, if you want to ask queries about other things, I will tell whatever I'm aware of, because I was part of the IQAC which submitted the SSR for our college. And therefore, in that capacity, if I'm able to clarify other things, I will do. But now I'll focus only on 3. and 3 is the criterion, which did not get very good marks for us. And I think that is the same case with all the colleges, because we are not universities. Or because for universities, research is the prime focus, whereas for colleges, that too affiliate. Now only when I prepared for this presentation, I saw the key indicators for affiliated colleges, and I was like thinking, oh my God, we struggled a lot, because though we didn't have enough to boast about or enough to say, no, we'll get wonderful points and all that, but still it took a lot of time, because there are 20 metrics for autonomous colleges, 20 metrics under this criterion 3. Whereas the same criterion 3 for affiliated colleges, I think there are only 9 or 10. And I was like, oh my God, how easy it would have been. But then, of course, we can't expect that from affiliated colleges, because these are expected of autonomous colleges. Definitely. Of the 7 key indicators I've listed here, 2 are not applicable for affiliated colleges. So that is marked by NAC itself with an asterisk mark. So I've just print screen for you. I just copy pasted it. So these are the 7 points, 7 key indicators: promotion of research and facilities, resource mobilization for research, innovation ecosystem, research publications and awards, consultancy, extension activities, and collaboration. Of this, 3.1 and 3.5 are not applicable to affiliated colleges. You don't have to bother much about research, promoting research and things, and don't have to worry about at all consultancy. Whereas autonomous colleges will have to take care of these 2 also. So now I'll just share some best practices and some tips and some key points to remember. I don't think at this stage, because we are well into this process for a long time, talks about, though your college may not have got into it fully, for the past 2 or 3 years, there's been a lot of talk about accreditation, re-accreditation, and things like that after the revised framework. And therefore, many of you would have just browsed through the internet and got the relevant information you need. But still, I would like to focus on certain aspects alone, which I think, having had the experience of submitting and getting a good grade, whatever I can share with you, I will share with you. So this is the weightage for affiliated colleges, the marks, the weightage allotted. And then for autonomous, you have to remember the points. See, of the affiliated colleges, of the 5 key indicators, look at the distribution of points and marks rather. So you have 40 for extension activities. So you should really gear up, those who are planning to go in another 1 or 2 years for accreditation, gear up all your extension activities. 40 marks you can easily score, because it's not at all difficult. It's not difficult, because it is research area which poses a challenge for us. So this is not at all that very difficult. So look at the weightage and then plan accordingly. Now itself, no, even 3 years away you're going to go. Now is the time. Otherwise, I would even say a little late. So now is the time. Please remember that. So to begin with, this is again the weightage for universities, autonomous, affiliated UG colleges, and affiliated PG colleges. Just some general things that you have to remember is regarding overall research. Policies. For everything, you write a policy. For each metric also, for each question that is being asked, each data you should create a policy for that should be customized for your college. Customized policy which your college wants to follow. Of course, affiliated colleges, you will have to go by the university norms, whichever university you're affiliated to. But if you have the freedom, if you have the flexibility, you can create your own policy apart from, or also fulfilling the requirements of the university you're affiliated to. Apart from that, if you can do something extra, please create a policy for it. Give a nice heading, put down the policy and upload it in your website. Done for all. I will tell you now what all will require policies. Soon I will tell you. And then what practices and what are the outcomes. These are the 3 things what policies you have created. All research based metrics will ask about policy. What policy do you have? Okay, and how do you practice it? Minutes of the meetings, record all documentation related to that. And what is the outcome? Naturally, everything is now these days in terms of talked in terms of outcome. So what is the outcome? And how do we promote a research culture? Not much to do with affiliated colleges, but autonomous colleges, yes. And whatever research project you take up, the outcome should be useful to the society. And that is why we understand the reason why many of our proposals are rejected, because they don't have anything very directly contributing to the society. And community service through extension, which will fulfill the social responsibility of the college. So by research, innovation, and extension, these are the main things that we need to take care of. If you take care of these three things, all metrics will be taken care of. I have this entire metrics listed, which I won't be now. I will take it up with each indicator and the metric. Okay, so I'll just tell you what are the things that when we do it for the first time. No, it's always trial and error method. Okay, when you do it for first time, you may have queries, you may have doubts. Having done it again and again and again several times, and then having already completed it, I think that will give you some clarity. So with that experience only, I'm going to talk to you about. So now this is the yellow and the green tell us about what is relevant for the affiliated colleges and what is extra for the autonomous colleges. Now, for all these are four metrics under the key indicator, resource mobilization for research. Of these four metrics, first one is grants received from government and non-governmental agencies for research projects or endowments in the institution. Now, this is little difficult for self-financing colleges. Now, for affiliated colleges, which are not self-financing, government colleges, it's easy. Autonomous colleges should have had, but last few years, we didn't have much of funds. Okay, so the percentage of teachers having research projects is an additional metric for autonomous colleges. All the other two also. Percentage of teachers recognized as research guides. Percentage of departments having research projects funded by government and non-government agencies. Now, question number 1 and number 2 are connected. Grants received, and number 4 is percentage of departments. Now, if you tell these grants are received by individuals or a team of principal investigator and 2 co-investigators, now that will form one grant. Means like that whichever department they belong to, those departments can be counted as departments having research projects. Now, this is where many of us will have doubts about how to calculate teachers having research projects and departments. The three of these for affiliated, only the yellow one. Autonomous colleges, I have put here 4 metrics. 1, 2, and 4 are connected. 1, 2, and 4 are connected. Grants received, the amount you will tell, the total number of total amount. Then it is teachers having research projects, second one. And fourth one is departments having research projects. All are connected. So you put down everybody's name and all the research projects, the amount received, everything together, and put them all and total them. That is the grant received. And each individual teacher who is involved in the project can be counted as 1. And those teachers will be the number of teachers. And the teacher and the department they belong to. Now, if there are 3 teachers working on a project, 1 is a principal investigator and 2 are co-investigators. All the 3 belong to Department of Sociology, for example. Now, department will be counted only once. There's only one department is counted as 1 department which had these. Okay, so like that, you count the number of departments. You just put the number of departments and then the calculation formula will be used and the average department will be calculated. Now, of course, you are aware that there is something called extended profile, where we'll give the total number of, like, for example, the extended profile will talk about total number of students enrolled, total number of students who appeared for the exam, results, and then first year students, second year students, final year students, total number of teaching staff, non-teaching staff, or number of departments, UG, PG, whatever. Those numbers will form the denominators for many calculations. Like if you have percentage of teachers having research project, you will put the numerator number of teachers, actual number of teachers having research project, and the denominator will be the total number of teaching staff. Now, that is where the problems come. You should be very careful in calculating the number of teachers. Like all that will come under teacher quality and the other criterion, curricular aspects and all that, which I will not go into it. There will be a lot of queries regarding that, how to calculate the exact number, which year, who will be whether permanent staff or full-timers or part-time staff can be taken, or what happens to physical directors or librarian or placement officer. All these questions will come. That's a different topic. But then the denominator will be the total number of teaching staff. So 5 years total number. So that will be the denominator. So we should be very careful in producing these data, because that can change the entire value. The entire value can change if you make a mistake, will go against you. So we should be extra careful to provide details for extended profile, total number of enrolled students, total number of actual strength, total number of teaching staff, where we have to pay a lot of attention, because that becomes a denominator. And arithmetic, basic arithmetic, if the denominator changes, the division changes, the formula works out differently, and we are at a loss sometimes because of that. So we have to be very careful with that. So these three metrics are interconnected: teachers, departments, and amount received. And the middle one, the third one, is percentage of teachers recognized as research guides. Here again, we have to be very careful how to give the data, because you have to be very careful. Like for example, 5-year data. The first year of your calculation, there would have been 40 guides. Next year, 2 would have been retired and 2 new would have been added. So you have to leave out the retired and include the newly added, and also count again the number of guides who existed in that particular year. So I think for research guides, they will also ask certain data, certain metric is for current year, certain for all the 5 years. So you should read very carefully the metric question. The metric general question should be read, reread, interpreted properly, reread, till you are clear about what is being asked. Every word matters in the metric question. In the general question given on top, every word matters. You just can't take it for granted. Just read 2 lines and okay, it is about guides. Okay, give all details about guides. No. Please read the metric word by word, understand clearly, and during the year or current year or financial year or academic year, there are differences like this. So read very carefully and try to provide the correct data. So research guides, total 5 years. So how total number of research guides, or the current year, how many research guides at present? So you have to be very careful in calculating this number. Okay, and therefore policy again is important. Research policy. Now this is for autonomous colleges only. Research policy you should create, and of course the university has a role to play in this also. And apart from the university norms, institution will have its own policy, like how does a PhD scholar, how is it her attendance calculated? Should the student be present in the institution? If she's a science student, lab hours or whatever, science scholar, like that, you have your own research policy created. And of course, the college has to support such research. Interdepartmental research is always welcome. Research activities, funding, it will attract a lot of funding. All that is there. Okay. So we'll go on to the next one. There are 18 metrics I have to finish within time. Now this is only for autonomous colleges. Promotion of research facilities, 20 marks. And research facilities are frequently updated. Well-defined policy. That's what I am trying to emphasize on. Policy. There should be policy uploaded in the website. And the second one, seed money to its researchers. Now, actually, not much of seed money was given to us earlier on. So the college started the seed money culture, wherein projects were encouraged. So funding was generated, and fund was generated and given to the teachers. Even for paper publication, incentives were given. incentives were given for paper publishers, research paper publishers, and those incentives indirectly promoting research. So what you have to do is document everything. Whatever money comes in, you get, and take a picture. You sneeze, you take a photo. You cough, you take a photo. And now added that label is geotag photo. So all the mobiles, you should have your geotag app downloaded, whatever. Better to have. No, wherever you go, you stand in that place and take a geotag photo. I was here. Later, it can come handy to friends. You can't say what will come handy when. Where if you go outside the college, also take a photo. Wherever you are, it can be some use, whatever. Okay, so geotag photos, all of you have it in your mobile, and NAC website should be always open in the department computers. Keep it open, keep looking at the updates now and then. For every new update, you start something, you do something, you create something, you organize some activity or the other. Okay, the power has come. So do some activity or the other. Right, light has come after the dark. Okay, so maybe that was a little better. Not having to see faces. Fine. Seed money to promote, that is something new. Not many colleges already have it. If you don't have it, please start now itself. Something is better than nothing at all. And of course, we don't have any money coming from UGC. These days it has not come. So go for other projects. So we had a list of, I forgot to include it in my slide. Later on, maybe I can share it through mail or something. If you want, you can ask what are the different funding agencies. We attended an NIRF workshop and we were given a whole list of funding agencies. I can share it with you later on if you need them. Okay, and next point is, again, the numbers differ between autonomous and affiliated colleges. Innovation system, this is the same for both. And here, again, we had something very encouraging for us, because we were not very strong on research incubations. We didn't have research incubators. So we were happy with our business startups. We had 2 years back, even before the NAC could come, 2-3 years, not now, from now, earlier on, we started business startups. So business startups was really very helpful for us to score in this particular metric. So innovations, initiatives for transfer of knowledge, research incubators, all science departments, computer science, lot of opportunity for creating these incubators. So that is, please start them if you don't have them already. This is common for both institutions, both affiliated and autonomous institutions. And number of, here I have an important tip to share with you. Workshops, seminars, conferences, including those on research methodology, intellectual property rights, and entrepreneurship. Now, my tip is, when you organize a workshop or a seminar or a conference on these topics, what I would suggest is, whatever you organize, somehow connect it to one of these. Whatever you organize, make it relevant to one of these. Be careful even in the title you choose. Try to introduce words like entrepreneurship. There was something called skill development also, I think, for us. Here, skill development is missing. Research methodology, IPR, and entrepreneurship. So whatever you organize, somehow connected to research or IPR or entrepreneurship or skill development. So I'm not sure. We had skill development. I think this is the new one, or is it only for the affiliated colleges? The skill development is missing. I do not know. When we did it, it was skill development. So the word skill was very important. So in the title itself, when you enter in the Excel templates, your title should have one of these words, because there the third party DVV, which does the DVV verification, data verification, they will the machine will look for words like this: skill, entrepreneurship, IPR, methodology, research method. It will look for these words, and that is how the number will be calculated. All computer generated, digital. Nobody is going to sit and count for you. Okay, it's all machine. So it just looks at the Excel sheet and arrives at the number. That's all. this many only. So if you don't have skill, when we had skill development. When the word skill is not in the title, it is not counted. It will not be counted. So how you enter also important in the Excel sheet. And now that we are talking about Excel sheets, I'll tell you one other point also in connection with that. Excel sheet entries should be done very meticulously, very neatly. Font size, font style, font size, caps or capital letters or small letters or sentence format or whatever it is. It should present itself very neatly. Now, if you have seen our SSR, you will see our data templates. You can make that out. It should be we have seen other SSRs also, which Excel template entries are not proper. Pakka it should be. All alignment, center alignment, left alignment or right alignment or whatever. All that should be taken care of very, very meticulously, very appropriately, accurately. Anyway, that was by the way. So business startups have these words. Excel template counting is done by machine. So you can't argue this title, though the title does not have skill, no one is going to listen to you. If you go and argue, why didn't you include this, though the title doesn't have the word skill, it was all about skill. No, damn it, that is what we can argue, but then the machine cannot understand that. Also, in your reports, you have to submit the supporting documents for all this. In your report also, follow some strategy, some uniform strategy to collect the reports of these workshops. All departments will be cursing you when you ask for a report of your workshop, please, report of your seminar, please, invitations, brochures. Make them design invitation. Again, I'm telling you, for every sneezing, every coughing, you create an invitation. So and so is going to create this, no, is going to sneeze in this place, venue, time, resource person, who will sneeze, when, what time. All the 5 WH questions, no, when, what, where, why, how. All these 5 WH questions or HW question or whatever, you answer those questions and create a brochure or create an invitation. And in that invitation or brochure also, these words are important. English department will automatically open a side branch. Proof correction will be done. English correction will be done. I think many are doing that side business only more of the time than this main business of teaching. English departments are cursed for that. They have to do proof correction, English correction all the time, right, around the clock, all through the academic year. Anyway, so you can always have that English department where you can approach English department for English correction. So make your brochures and invitations pakka. Okay, and then report, have a strategy to collect uniform reports. You can create a template. We did that. We can create a template, send to all departments. All reports have to be fitted into that format, so that at least some errors, some horrible English correction we need not make. Just the matter, plain matter. Report in Repairla, they'll give you 1 page of I don't know what, my God. From that, for you to know, writing something fresh is one thing. Correcting what is already written, editing it, my God, that is the worst thing that an English teacher is put to. Very sorry to say that our report writing skills of teachers are very poor. I'm telling it blatantly and openly. Report writing skills are very, very poor. We do not know. We'll start from Kuttu Velakku Yethinar. So and so lighted the lamp. The prayer was read. Oh my God. What is needed for NAC is not who lit the lamp. First week, second week, third week, fourth week also will come there. Which wick was lighted by whom? That is not important. The crux. What, when, where, how, why, all these answers. Just in a nutshell. So that the lesser the works, the lesser the mistakes. So have a template for reports, please. We did that. You also follow that strategy. So that report writing is less of a very cumbersome work. Okay, IPR, of course, many awareness. Now, not many of us are aware of this. Now and then we are conducting a lot of IPR awareness seminars and a lot of patent registration is also taking place. It's catching up. Yes. Research publication and awards, and this is for autonomous colleges. The first, these three are for autonomous colleges. This question is there. One, pick whatever is applicable for you. Whether it's all about code of ethics, research ethics in research methodology coursework. If you have PhD, if your department is a research center, create a policy and create the syllabus where research methodology is important. Now, many universities have made it mandatory to have a separate coursework on research methodology. And ethics committee. Now, there again, there are different ethics committees. The science, research ethics committee is of a very high level, where you talk about ethics of animal ethics, not disturbing animals in your research and all that. Different kinds of ethics are there on a higher level and also on a smaller level. To begin with, at least on a smaller level, have an ethics committee which takes at least these kind of ethics like plagiarism, checking for plagiarism, or checking for small ethical issues, copyright violations. Such things at least have an ethics committee, because the other ethics committee where science research is involved, it is an expensive affair to have a team from university, representations from different colleges, and all that is an expensive affair. So have at least on a smaller scale to begin with. Plagiarism check is a must. You must have autonomous colleges. You must have a plagiarism software. A library should regularly follow it, and all the research papers should go through the plagiarism check, and you have to generate reports of plagiarism. We had all the four, so we got full mark in this. And then next to, again, autonomous colleges, bibliometrics of publications, and based on average citation index, bibliometrics and Scopus and Web of Science are based on that. H index of the institution. Now, for these two, whatever we produce will not directly be taken into consideration. NAC will have its own method of processing this. What we have to do is, we have a list of research publications. Now, naturally, you'll collect it for the other metric on research publications, and for that metric, you will have a list of research publications. That should be sent to InflipNet through your library. Your library would be a life member or whatever. Access, you will have institution access to InflipNet or librarians access to InflipNet. So please send your articles to InflipNet. They will generate a report and send it to you. In that report, you can find out the citation index and H index. That you send to NAC. You submit it in an Excel sheet. There is no template provided for this. You can create your own template where you enter these H index and citation index and submit it. And later on, during the process, after SSR submission, during the DVV process, they will say your H index is this, citation index is this, according to InflipNet of their source. Sometimes it will be better than yours, sometimes worse than yours, or whatever it is. They'll give you a chance to explain or claim whatever you want to claim. So you can claim, but with authentic supporting document. Your claim may be accepted or may be rejected. So that one chance you will be given. But then we don't have much to do with this bibliometrics. It's just that you submit whatever you get through your InflipNet report, and they will do the processing from their DBV, from their end, and they will give us the final output. Okay, so that is it about this. This is again these three for autonomous institutions, and these three are for both affiliated and autonomous. Number of research papers, and here again is a very big challenge for us, because affiliated and autonomous colleges are unlike universities. We don't focus much on research paper publication, but then we have to be very careful about choosing the journal we have to publish, because UGC care list is dynamic. It keeps changing. It's not static. Every month now, what you publish this year, this May, and that journal will be removed from the list next December, in December itself. So what you have to do is, the moment your article is published in the UGC careless journal, which was in the list at that time, take as many screenshots, generate as many supporting documents, and keep safely, so that later, even if it is removed, the metric has one clause which says, if during the assessment period your publication was in the journal was in the care list, it is accepted. So you should have proof that during the period in which you published, the journal was in the list. Later it was removed, that doesn't matter, because the list of removed journals also keeps changing. Every 6 months it changes. So what you have to do is make sure that you have enough supporting documents to prove that your journal was in the list. That is important. Then Web of Science, of course, make screenshots, take as many copies as possible in the website, because your URL produced earlier on when we applied, it was when we submitted SSR, it had to go to the particular article, and in the journal, the article page in the journal, which is in the Web of Science or in the careless journal. But now for AQAR, when we submitted, it was different. It was just the URL of the proof where the list is shown that it is in the UGC care list. So it won't differ. Now, if your paper is published in a UGC care list journal, one link where all these journals are listed, that link alone will do for many journals. So this is different now. I don't know how it is going to change later, but then be very careful. First place, which journal you get published. Second point is whether you have enough supporting documents. At that time itself, then itself you have to create supporting documents and keep it ready, so that later you can always claim that at the time of publication it is accepted, so no problem. And number of books and chapters. Here again, choose books, publishers who are of national credit value. Don't choose some local Raja publication, Rani Amma publication, or some local publisher. Please, they make their own choice. They look at the publisher and they reject entries. If you say 400 books, finally it may turn out to be just 250 books which are accepted. So don't waste your paper, waste your chapter by publishing it in local, using local publications. Please do not waste your precious time and value and precious time and energy in these things. Choose quality publishers of national acclaim, and publish in use good publishers. And also chapter proceedings, also make sure that you have enough supporting document if your chapters are published in proceedings of conferences. And here again, the template is little confusing. You have titles of chapters and titles of books, and you have titles of proceedings and the title of the conference, the paper presented in the conference, and titles of conference. So if you have it in the book, you may put dash in conferences. If you have it in conference, you put dash against the columns of books. And this again gives me a chance to remind you of another important general tip. When you fill in Excel templates, we are not supposed to add any column fresh, not even a serial number column. Maybe in order to keep it a working copy, you can add serial number, but in general, serial number should not be added if it is not already present in the template. No column should be added. Rows you can add if you need to give a general title. Rows are okay, not columns. You should not add or delete any column exactly as it is, even with mistakes. NAC would have made mistakes, spelling errors, grammatical errors, and all that. With mistakes, you retain the same columns of NAC metrics, templates, data templates. Of course, PhD is registered as per the data. Okay, you can produce this. This is a very Herculean task if you have not already recorded it properly. So please start recording them, because part-time scholars, no PhD guide will reveal the details. So please evolve a strategy to collect these documents from stuff. Okay, so extension activities, we have come to the fourth one, just two more extension activities. Of course, I remember one college, I think it is St. Joseph's, or somebody said that even the bus tickets the students bought to travel from their college to the community where they are working, that also was provided as SD, supporting document. That much of clarity. The kind of SDs we give is even more than what they ask, so that there should not be any query. That's what we did. They should not have any doubt at all. If you provide so much, if you make them suffocate with your supporting documents, and you ask, you name it, you have it. You just put it there on the plate for them. Take it. So that they don't have doubt at all whether you conducted this activity or whether you really did this program, whether you did this project or whatever. They should not have any doubt whatsoever. So that much clarity and that much precision and that much effort, if you take, you are beyond any doubts. You can, no questions will be raised. Your DVB will not have any queries at all. So number of extension and outreach programs, of course, you will have here. I think still the problem is unsolved, because the new denominator numerator problem will come in this calculation, because we are supposed to provide reports with the number of students who participated in each activity. Now, all our first years and second years will participate in the Part 5 programs of NSS, NCC and all. So there will be names which are repeated. So if you take the total number of participants, it will be more than the average overall total of the students, because these names are repeated. So there you have to be careful in producing the name list. Make sure you remove repeated names, so that the numerator is not bigger than the denominator. Denominator is the strength of the whole strength of the college, student strength. If it is 4,000 students, if you add these number of students who participated in this NSS NCC with all the repeated names, you will get 5,000 and odd for 4,000. So numerator will be bigger than the denominator. So you should be careful in calculating, in providing the list of students. You can say so many participated, but removing the repeated names, you can give lists. At least in the Excel template, you can make note of only the number of students, removing the repeated names, so that there is a workable answer, when you divide like that. So this is one tip you have to remember. Otherwise, awards, of course, you make sure that your activities are award winning. Many things that we do, we don't go clamoring for recognize us, acknowledge us, So you have to ask. No more that feeling shy to ask and all. Sir, award, please give us an award for this. We've done such a wonderful job. Blood donation, we have organized NSS camps and this and that. No, you can give us an award. Many are willing to give award. Only thing is they don't know that they can give award. So you can, in a very decent manner, you can remind them. This can also, if you consider to give an award, you can always give an award. You can do that. So all these topics, gender disparity, social inequality, and all that can be addressed. It's an institutional ISR, institutional social responsibility. Okay, collaboration is another thing where MOUs, affiliated colleges have to do only with MOUs, whereas autonomous colleges have to talk about collaborative. And this is one area where such a huge data, because internship, almost in our college, every department students go for internship. So hundreds and thousands of students, and you have to enter every detail. And this one metric, oh my God, killed us. And also you should match with criterion 1. Criterion 1 has a question on internship and projects for the current year. Criterion 3 gives it for 5 years. So that current year data should match with the data of first year data. So that is one thing that we have to take care of. Again, here, another tip that I would like to give is, for every collaborative activity, there should be a document of agreement. Like internship, if you send your students, you send a letter to them asking for their permission to accommodate your students, and you get an acceptance from them, giving you the acceptance with the names of students with register number, roll number, whatever, because such documents are required before every certificate. No, you can give this document. Each student would have received the internship completion certificate. You scan them all and you upload them. Before that, for each document you need to give this kind of deal made, between the two parties, you asking and they providing. Both should be there with the names of students, not general umbrella letters, covering letters. It should have the list of students. Here individual certificates you upload, but in the letter should be list of students signed by the authorities. So that's so this and such a such company is ready to provide internship for conduct internship program for your students mentioned in the list below. That kind of letter transaction should be there, which can be kept as an SD, very valid SD. And MOUs should definitely be functional MOUs. I remember for journalism department, we signed an MOU. That day we are signing, and we do not know it was almost close of the academic year. Sitting in the stage when signing, and when the concerned director of the company was talking, suddenly I got a spark. Now, what about activity for this MOU? Definitely another day, instead of another day, I can just give a break and arrange for another lecture. So I gave a break and I requested the same resource person who has come to sign the paper to talk to the students on a relevant topic of that day. And I made it into a guest lecture. Finished. So MOU is signed. One activity is done. In that case, I can show that MOU. Had I not arranged that guest lecture, COVID lockdown would have started and my MOU would have gone waste. Even if you have signed an MOU, if you have not organized an activity under that MOU, whatever specified, spelled out in that MOU, if you have not conducted an activity, you cannot show that MOU, because the template contains MOU signed, duration, with whom, who has signed with whom, and what are the activities done under that, who are the participants, beneficiaries. So definitely, if you don't have participants, it will not be counted, the MOU signed. So Suda, that day of signing itself, organize one activity. Signing should be a different activity. That is one. But apart from that, you just add one activity along with that, so that you can make it eligible to be shown. The supporting document is ready for that. So please make that. That is a tip which I would like to share with you. So MOUs should be functional MOUs, and of course with whom you sign, for what purpose you sign, always in bond paper, in the stamp paper, not in normal sheets. The script, the manuscript, or the agreement signing should be done only in stamp paper, the cheapest one, whatever is available in the, I don't know what. On the bond paper, stamp paper only, it should be signed. No, stamp paper, MOUs, it should not be signed in normal sheets. So that is one important thing to remember. Of course, whatever activity you do, record it, photo, geotag photo, list of participants signed by authority. Always remember, report, list of participants, signature. Report, list of participants, signature. Report, list of participants, signature. Photos, invitation, brochures. Photos, invitation, brochures. Everywhere, this is mandated. So consultancy is another autonomous thing. I think with this, the metrics are over. Consultancy is only for autonomous. Here, there was a lot of doubt about what is actually consultancy. Now, if you create a software, a program, and then you allow others to use it, okay, then it can be called a consultant. You generate revenue for that. Now, what will arts people do was a very big question for us. So what we did is, we created a policy, consultancy policy. And according to that policy, any teacher who shares her resources, now not just going as a guest lecturer or a chief guest for a program, whatever, like for example, I'm doing this FDP, I'm sharing my resources to help somebody. My knowledge is helping somebody means I am sharing my resource. This is like a consultancy project for arts people. For science, there are so many number of ways in which you can offer consultancy. Whereas for arts, there's a lot of limitation. So this kind of activity when I do, whatever remuneration or honorarium I receive, I give a percentage of it to the college. That according to the policy or according to the individual's wish. Policy, there is a minimum 10%, for example, if I'm getting 10,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever, 10% of it can be whatever I should give it to the college, because only based on my position in the college I am being given this credit. That is there, no? So why not give that credit, a little bit of that credit to the college also? Otherwise I'm nobody. If I don't belong to Fatima College, you are not going to call me, because Fatima College has recently got A++ grade. So I am not there without my association with my college. So this kind of, giving back to the college. So we minimum is 10%. Door, please. 10% of what I get, I give to college. So that is recorded under consultancies, revenue generated. If I think that 10% is too minimum, let me give half. I have not spent anything for this program. It's just an online program. I just shared my knowledge. That's all. So I'll give 50% if I decide. It's again on my part, my conscience, my outlook, my attitude, my loyalty to my college. I can always give 50%. So we have done that. College staff have done that. We share that percentage to the college and make it revenue generated by arts people. So what goes on such projects? If it is not just guest lecture where you're given one konade, one memento, no. If it is solid knowledge sharing, and if the other colleges which participate benefit out of it directly, not just inauguration of associations, not that, not even board of studies, because that is almost all are doing. If you are going for an invited lecture as a resource person, maybe for a refresher course, or maybe like this for a faculty development program, we also have a resource team in our college. Being members of that team, representing that team, if we go anywhere, there is a policy. In the policy, one of the clauses says 50% we give to the college. So it is our decision. Minimum is stipulated by the college. Maximum is left to us individuals. So we often give 50% out of our own will. So that can also become consultancy revenue generated by arts department staff. Science, of course, we have instrumentation centers. We have created now recent development where a lot of science people from researchers from other colleges come and do experiments. Certain special instruments and instruments we have, lab apparatus we have, and for the usage of those apparatus we charge. And then of course computer science people will have their own software, all this program. So this is how we generate revenue for through consultancy. And I was involved in corporate training. And for example, police, Tamil Nadu police had this stress management 1-year project for which I was selected. And therefore we had a 1-year training program where we gave a lot of sessions for police force, Tamil Nadu police. We were divided, we were some master trainers. We were selected and we were given training in NIMHANS, Bangalore. You would have heard of National Institute of Mental Health Science. NIMHANS, Bangalore, where we had this training. And after that, in stress management, giving stress management program for the police, because recent days there were a lot of increase in suicides among police and their lifestyle is so stressful. So we wanted to talk to the authorities also and reduce. After our project took off, only there was holiday for weekends, Saturday, Sunday holidays, mandatory monthly twice holidays, all that came in. And we were divided into batches and we all trained the police how to manage their stress. And we had a lot of interactive, nice game, fun-filled activities. So it was a 1-year project and I had a real solid sum generated and I gave that for corporate consultancy for and corporate training. So English teachers or soft skills trainers, you can offer your service to such government. Have some tie up with government organizations, and that revenue sharing will be really solid revenue. Okay, so this is again between the college and the teachers. So that is it. Some best practices that we had just highlighted here. Startups, awards and all. Awards now again, like research papers. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is announcing an award, and we are all falling a prey. 1,000 rupees one award. Award, Vanglia, award, 10,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's like market announcements. Award, Vanglio, award. How many awards you want? Name it, package, different package, 500 rupee award, 1,000 rupee award, 2,000 rupee award, 3,000 rupee. It's like sold like that. Please don't waste your money. Award should come to you. You should not go to get the award. It should come to you. You should be selected for an award. You should not go and tell, Nano award, Yanaka award, I also want award. No. So please wait for awards to be given to you, selected by national agencies, national organizations, MHRD or whatever, government, Tamil Nadu government. Don't go for this SEMMEL Virdu. That's that, I don't know what not. Tamil department people have all sorts of awards, SEMMEL Virdu and the Rani, Raja, Kavi Kuil, whatever. Please don't go for such awards. They will slash it out like that. Nat people. You give 100 awards, they will say only 10 are eligible. So waste of time, waste of money. Even the 1,000, 2,000 will be important. Don't go for these awards which come in your mail. No, you are selected to receive this award. That's all. After that, you fall for it. You have to pay 3,000 and get one. What is available in Bandari giftware, gift shop? You will get one. One cup, and you have to keep it in your showcase. That's all. No other use for that. No other use for that certificate. They will just slash it. DVV, your number will be reduced from 100 to 10. Please don't waste your time in getting these awards. Another best practice we had was this ROSA. Right? ROSA is our extension wing. Okay, reach out to the society through action. And then WHEAT is the Women Empowerment and Animation Training. These two are our extension wings. We do a wonderful job through this. WHEAT gives chance for school dropouts, college dropouts, women, all women only, for women empowerment. We give them training in apparel construction, and they have tailoring shops and bakery, DMLT, lab courses, all certificate courses like this we give them, and they do, they try to become entrepreneurs. They make their own money, self-employed and all that. ROSA is our extension wing. Reach out to society through action, where we have adopted 16 villages, and we are under UBA also. We are selected to receive to be under the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And then all that, we are very happy with these best practices that we have. And we also have a cluster of colleges, and Mangir Karsi is one of our networking colleges. We network with 3 other colleges. So we have a cluster of networking colleges. We are the nodal center. We have 3 other colleges like Mangir Karsi College, Sendamari College, and Sermatai College in and around Madurai. So we share resources. We exchange resources, and we share resources, and we work together. And this also, I think, a part of that. So which gives us a lot of consultancy also, little, not as much as like universities do, but a little bit of consultancy we were able to manage. So these are our best practices. Now, other things are general things. I just have it with me just in case you have doubts about it. So with this, I think my main presentation is over, unless you have something else to ask me. And I still do not know whether anybody is following me. And look at where I'm sitting. Look at the angle of the camera. Oh my God. This is what happens if you don't get to see your face or other faces. That's it. Organizers. Any general questions to be clarified? Hello?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. I can also talk about some general points if you want. I have a few more slides. depends on the participants' requirements.
All right. Ma'am, can I ask question?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And you were expressing your anxiety regarding whether we were following or not. We were really following you. The session was highly beneficial for us, and it was very clear also. Thank
Okay.
you for your insights in all the particular areas in connection with the research extension, innovations and extension.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask for some clarifications, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Uh, One of the things is actually regarding the research project. For our college, we have 10 UG departments, but only for one department we have a research project. I
Okay.
find it's very difficult to have a research project for a department if we don't have any funding and all. So, would you please elaborate on how to find out a research project if you don't have a funding from government agency or UGC or any other national or international agency? That is one of my doubts. And another one is regarding the extension activities, ma'am. You have given us some best examples for some practices that you are doing in your institution. So, likewise, can you share some of the activities in connection with extension activities? And for example, if the faculty, as per the NAC parameters, uh, we don't find any kind of particular entry to mention the extension activities of the faculty members and students. So, where can we include the extension activities of faculty members and students? And even for in collaboration, we try to add. But if we get a detail regarding what could be the possible activities in the extension criteria, often NCC, NSS, and such things have been very particularly mentioned, and nothing else have been mentioned in that particular question. And another thing is regarding, ma'am, the seminars and conferences we do conduct. In the criteria, it asks just like what are the seminars and conferences that you have conducted, particularly on IPR and research methodology as well as entrepreneurship. Suppose if we are doing some other extension, sorry, seminars and conferences on other areas, just like maybe related with that particular subject, can we claim such conferences and workshops in the same criteria? That is my question. So these are my queries, ma'am.
Okay, let me take them one by one. First one is about your research project. Now, even an autonomous colleges with more than 60 years of experience, existence, and also with A grade and all that earlier on, and NARF ranking 74, all that, we did not have any funds, proper funds. We did have some major projects and minor projects. 2 3 of the 5 year assessment period of ours, only for 2 years we had projects, 2 3 years. The rest of the years we had none, only a few ICSSR project, that's all. So that is one area which is really an area which arts and science colleges did really suffer. And there are, I told you, I have a list. I'm sorry, I don't know where I have left the list. I'll just check, maybe even before the session ends. If I find, share it with you. A lot of funding agencies are there, I can share that list with you. Those funding agencies, apart from like ICSSR, there are several other agencies. So the thing is, we are not aware of, and yours is an affiliated college, I understand, because it's like a new college, 10 departments, UG departments. So you must be an affiliated college.
Yes, ma'am, affiliated
Yes.
college.
So don't worry much about research project. We also did not have many. We did not have many because UGC had stopped funding for a brief period. There was no funding at all because a lot of other issues were there. So don't worry much about research project. But in future, I think it will improve a lot. I'll share with you the other funding agencies. Okay. Number
That would
two
be really
is,
useful, ma'am.
yes, number two is extension activities, like kind of like NSS, NCC is mentioned in the metric. NSS, NCC, Red Cross, YRC. Now, if staff members do extension activities, you can connect yourself with one of these organizations. So, what is wrong if you just mention NSS and you can put in maybe your name, and somebody would have helped you, some students or whatever, or your own name also would be enough, I think. You just have to say, because it mentions certain activities, certain headings are mentioned. I don't know if it is the same metric now, like Swachh Bharat, AIDS awareness, gender issue. These names are there. So under these names, if you have done anything, I think you can very well use your name. You just put yourself under some event, some NSS or women's cell or something, and you can show that activity. I don't think it should be a problem, provided you have the supporting document, some photographs, some documents, some letters, or whatever. And they have these headings, right? AIDS awareness programs, any activity based on gender issues, ecological concern, expressing your then health and hygiene. They have certain headings like this, health and hygiene, and so under those headings you can definitely have cyber crime, COVID awareness, blood donation, medical camps. We even created seed balls, not for kitchen gardening, apparel construction. Even we train some villages to fill forms, government forms like postal forms, postal orders, or any such check with how to withdraw money, how to fill the vouchers. All these small things we can help. Blind, all these visually impaired, Divyanjan programs. All these, consumer awareness, Red Cross activities. We have Youth Red Cross, we have Green Club. Through under Green Club, all the environment protective activities, solid waste management awareness, how to prepare, even at home you can prepare your phenyl, your detergent powder, all these things, small. We have these villages which we regularly visit. Regularly they go in turns, take classes, tuition classes for students, mass preparation during COVID, preparing this, all these herbal drinks and all that. So teaching children, Grama Sabha meetings, and through meetings how we organize these village activities, kitchen gardening, small crafts, handicrafts making, embroidery, jewelry making. So we try to empower the village women to be self-employed. So these are the activities which we focused through our extension activities. And the third one was, I forget, what was your third question?
Ma'am, it's all about some seminars and conferences.
Seminars and workshops. We had the problem. In fact, our seminars and workshops was our opt-out metric, because we conduct so many of them, but not all belong to this category of entrepreneurship, IPR. IPR and all, hardly 3 or 4 events only altogether we had for the entire 5 years, only 3 or 4. And then research methodology also, not many. So what you can do is, you can connect your seminars and workshops somehow through entrepreneurship. Like you can bring in the word. Now let me give you an example. Like I'm just referring to my laptop where I have all my data here. See, if you have in the data template something like National Conference on Digital Technology. Now, in that you somehow you include, we have the skill development, so it was easy for us. So digital skills development of, add that word to it, digital skills. If the word skills is there, the computer will automatically count it. So make sure your Excel entry has this. Okay, life skills, goal setting, career development skills, entrepreneurship skills, entrepreneurship. So connect all your workshop on photography. Make it like for to future entrepreneurs. Make the title like that. Somehow or the other, try to connect your outcome at least. In the report at least, what we did, we had a template. And in the template, we had all this kind of, in the template, we mentioned the words, the keywords, and the brochure should have these titles. So make sure that we can't make all our workshops only entrepreneurship based or skill development. As many as possible, you can have them based on such themes. So inform your teachers, inform the different departments to conduct workshops and seminars, and somehow in the report you create a template, so that in the outcome you mention these, that this seminar apart from this will improve the entrepreneurial skill of the students. So you create a template and give, so that you can include that in the outcome. If it is mentioned, you can include that in the workshop. I think I've answered all your questions.
Yes, ma'am, you have answered. Thank you so
Yes.
much, ma'am. But
Oh,
meanwhile, I had another doubt regarding your some one of your explanations. Ma'am, you said that as part of reaching out to village women, you do various kinds of activities, skill development activities for women and all.
yes.
Yeah,
Like,
ma'am.
we,
Yeah, all these things will be normally included in the community outreach activities, right, ma'am?
yes, they combine both extension,
Okay.
outreach, all are together. And
All right.
what
Okay.
we have all our final year students, it is integrated in the curriculum. We have credits for this. We have
Uh-huh.
allotted credits for extension activities so that it motivates the students to participate. Otherwise, the students are demotivated, they don't show interest, and villages are welcoming us only if we give them some money. Only if you talk in terms of giving them some gifts, freebies, or money, they will come. Otherwise, they'll say, these Fatima College students have come. They will keep asking questions. They'll do survey. They'll do nothing. But you really show them an outcome. Like kitchen gardening, we make them do kitchen garden, and they
Okay.
started using their own vegetables grown in their own kitchen. So that kind of incentives, seed balls. So
Okay.
we made the villages. We made mark my the important keywords: visible changes. We made visible changes in the villages. They liked it. Only then they will like it. They will cooperate. They will welcome you, and also have constant touch with the Gram Sabha youngsters. Gram Sabha
Okay.
youths in the villages. They'll be very happy to cooperate with us. So keep constant touch with them, and through them you reach the villages. Then it will work out nicely, comfortably for both of us. And for students, as it is integrated into our curriculum, we have credits for that. Students automatically, they don't absent themselves. They are very eager to help. Attendance is paka. All that is there. So these small skills, we train our students. We train the trainers. We train our
Okay.
students first, and those students train the villages.
Can the institution provide credits for that, ma'am? I mean, normally
Credits, yes.
universal.
It is there in the mark sheet for extension. 1 credit, 2 credits.
Yours is autonomous institution. That's why it is
Autonomous, yeah.
possible, ma'am.
Yes, yes. That
Okay.
freedom we
For
have. That
affiliated
is
colleges, we cannot provide credits by
university.
our own.
Yes, yes. Next, soon
Uh,
it will come. Soon it will come because
okay.
there's so much talk about holistic development of students. Naturally, it will become part. There is. I told you about NEP, right? In the
Yeah,
beginning,
ma'am. You.
there it is
Yeah.
included. It is included. It should be integrated with the curriculum. Is a word. Is a term. Yes. Um,
Yes, ma'am. In that case, also it is slightly difficult for or affiliated institutions because regarding curriculum and all these kinds of revisions here, university decides everything.
that's what I'm trying to say. Universities will be made to do it. They can't escape. They will be
Right.
forced to include all these credits. Definitely soon it is coming.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
ma'am, for making it
Yes.
very clear. Thank you.
Okay. There's one question by one Shamim Kamal says asking the internship within the college is acceptable. No, how it is always collaboration with other institutions. What kind of internship, like arts and science integration, through that an internship? If you can give me an example, I can tell you. But I don't think so far, I don't think within the college it is acceptable. You have to go to an external agency.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Shamin
Yes.
Kamal.
Ah,
I have another doubt. If
yes.
our students are freelancers and generating revenue out of it, uh, under which category we have to mention them? Like under the
Freelancers
entrepreneurship?
generating revenue, are they generating revenue?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you can
And
like only, even though they are freelancers, maybe
mm,
they get their offers only because through their college identity. I think in general consultancy you can include
mm,
students,
I mean
even
under
though they are
entrepreneur and under entrepreneur we have to mention them
under consultancy, you can make a mention.
consultant. But
Consultancy, you can
but
give
the
a
consultancy is as you said, consultancy is for autonomous colleges.
autonomous. Yes,
So yeah, ours is self-finance college.
self finance college. Okay,
So
so I do not know if there is any such provision for affiliated colleges, self financing colleges, to show your revenue generated. It's only what you student progression also talks about how you support students, but
Okay.
I'm not very sure on this. I can refer and tell you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yes.
Ma'am, in your presentation, you mentioned about the incubation centers.
Yes.
Can you explain the process of giving ideas regarding that?
Pardon, the second half I didn't hear properly. About incubation centers, I mentioned, yes.
Can you please give me the process, ma'am, or else some ideas to start up such incubation in our college?
Like we have these startups, like we have business startups. So what we do is we chose our alumni who are interested in entrepreneurship. So like for example, garment construction, tailoring, and beauty, health, wellness, okay, physical wellness, and then even this kind of health food and all that. Those all alumni we picked up, we give them room, we give them space in our college. There is a startup incubation center where we have 4 or 5 rooms that will be converted like their work area. Okay, so they will have a small shop like tailoring, health food, beauty, I'm sorry, I'm not getting the name. Fitness, health, conscience, all these, health, what is that? Wellness, okay, physical wellness. So we have these shops, and this tailoring girl will get orders from our own students. It's like based on a contract. For 2 years, they can stay there, incubate there. Before it is like a startup for their business. Once they develop their business, they go out. So we chose alumni, and they gave them room. We collected monthly rent, and then rest they will get the profit whatever they earn. Only monthly they have to pay so much. Once they have started up with their business, they can go out. The incubation period is over, they can go out and do whatever they want. So students will go visit during the break, before the college or after the college. They buy things, they order for tailoring, stitching their clothes. That is how our business startup worked.
Ma'am, can we involve the ongoing students in this process?
Which students?
Ongoing students, studying students.
Studying students, provided the time. You should work out the time. When will they be there in their shop, or they will appoint somebody else? You can, yes, you can, of course. It
Okay,
should
thank
not distract her from her studies. That's all.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other question?
Ma'am, again, this is Shameen Kamal. As
Yes.
you asked me the example for inside campus internship. So as we are from computer science department, some of our students are very much interested in maintaining the website of our college and doing SEO for our websites. For the same, their outside persons are charging more. So when the chances are given for these students, and with some same like internship, so will it be considered as an internship?
That's what I think. It will not be considered because it has to be collaborating with an external agency. Only then there is some fresh knowledge sharing, new angle, and everything. Collaboration itself is external agency is what is mentioned. So I think it will not be accepted. Internal
Even if it is a
research
sister
within the
concern,
college.
also it will not be accepted. Even if it is a sister concern of our college, of our institution.
Pardon, I didn't get you.
No. Even if it is a sister concern of the same institution, will also not
Sister
consider.
concern. Anytime they often say sister concerns, like that also doesn't work like that. It is not like
Mm.
any other college. Sister concerns. There, I remember seeing a clause where you can't claim the credits of the sister concerns. So this
Okay.
will also come under the same category, I think.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, one more question.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, For the research funding, there is a term called non-governmental agencies. My question is whether they are really providing funding for the research projects, ma'am?
Yes,
NGOs.
yes, yes. Lot of NGOs do that. There are NGOs which fund projects, non-government agencies. There
What
are
what sort of for research project, ma'am?
like you name it again. Like for example, sociology will do lot of awareness, psychology related programs. There are a lot of NGOs like de-addiction centers they establish, and if they do a project, a survey on rehabilitation centers, those NGOs will do. And this also happens through MOUs. So there are NGOs which fund even a little bit of fund. Some meager amount also will matter in the long run if you count, 5 years accumulation. It really matters. Sometimes they may not be doing it in lakhs and lakhs. Even thousands will matter. 20,000, 50,000, 30,000 also matters a lot.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you for your nice presentation, ma'am. It was so enjoyable, your session, ma'am. My question is, in 3.1.1, they have given that endowments in the institution, ma'am. What is that? The institution itself, they can provide a fund for the endowment. Like for
They
the
create endowments and they organize activities. Most all these days, I think we were only organizing endowment lectures, which was in general nature. Now I think we should focus on research endowments, endowments based on endowment lectures, focusing on research activities, not just completed in 1 day activity or 2 days. It should be an ongoing process for which the funding we can draw from the endowment created. So the not necessarily the college, it can be an alumni endowment or a parents endowment or teachers creating endowments. They can create endowments, and those the money generated through the endowment can be used to organize this kind of research projects.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. That's all. Can we wind up?
Madam, I have a small doubt
Yes.
when we are talking about endowments.
Yes, sir.
When we apply for new courses from the universities, sometimes they'll ask for endowment. We pay a sum.
Yes, sir.
Where can we use that money? The endowment
That
that we pay
money-
to the university.
What you pay to the university, is it?
Yes, as an endowment.
Can you speak up a little, sir? I'm not able to hear you.
See, when we apply for new courses from the university,
Okay.
we'll be asked to pay, say, for example, 1 lakh or 3 lakhs as endowment fund. So,
I think that is different. That is
Yeah.
what you pay to the university.
yeah, that is an amount that we pay there as an endowment.
Uh,
Where can we use that money?
oh, I'm not aware of